Hey there, folks, it's effing Controller, and we're playing more Betrayal at Krondor. I've got kind of a busy day ahead of me, so this is probably going to be kind of a short and sweet episode, but figured I had enough time for a Krondor quickie. And, oh boy. And as punishment for my wretched joke, I apparently cannot walk through this small gap in the hills. We must have put on some weight. We must be following the Baron Gabbett diet. So, we're supposed to go find Martin and report our success to him. I think I'm going the right way. Boy, I sure am moving quick. Would be a shame if we were going the wrong way. I'm pretty sure this is the right way. Let me look at my map. Yeah, we're going the right way. I'll just stick to the roads. Kind of. Vroom. Just love how quickly you move. There we go. Now, I remember I gave Duke Martin a kind of affected upper crust snob voice before. In the previous episode, I didn't use that, so I will try to make amends for that. Meanwhile, we're just gonna tell James, or have James tell him that we can. What? Yeah, his voice. That's right. I'm just gonna do the nerd snob voice. Nerd, snob, same difference. What am I doing? Scratch one group of mortal magicians we found in Duke. Good. I want you three to hurry ahead to the castle. They've already turned back an irritation assault today. Is that like telling terrible jokes? Throwing itching powder at them? Telling bad jokes, I mean, that would be basically every single episode of my Let's Plays is an irritation assault. No? Okay. They've already turned back an irritation assault today, and I think that Baron can use our help right now. I need to find out what has happened to one of our scouts that's gone missing. I'll be along as soon as I can. Oh, well, short and sweet. Alright, yeah, that's the standard text there. So let's go ahead and head back to North Warden.
Where we must surely be treated to a wonderful feast from Baron Gabbett.
And I think this is the right way, yeah, because I think there were bodies on the trail. Yeah, here we go. Alright, here we are. I'm going to shop real quick. Oh, I can repair. Fascinating. I don't know if I really care. Most of my stuff's in pretty good shape. So there were a couple of things that I remember I do want to sell. To make things nice and tidy. Splendid. I don't think we need to do anything else here. So let's go ahead and talk to the... Ooh, we're gonna get some storyline stuff. Brace yourselves. Portcullis creaked. An ashen-faced soldier trembled as he labored at the monolithic pig wheel. Uh-oh. His back arched backwards, taut as a bowstring as he hauled the iron gate upwards. With a jerk of his neck, he gasped between clenched teeth for James and his companions to hurry inside. Within, a handful of soldiers hurried to various tasks on the battlements, and panicked captains attempted to rally the surviving contingents of the day's fighting. Something's wrong, James muttered, observing the disarray. What's happened? Baron Gabbett's been murdered. Uh-oh. Murdered by his love of food. He's fat. That's the joke. That's what's happened. A nearby soldier shouted, glancing up from where he worked feverishly at him, plugging a keg of oil. Okay. I know that there's uses for oil, but, you know, there's other uses for oil, too. That's all I'm saying. Anywho, we found a bloody nest of nighthawks in our midst. They murdered the Baron's staff and 3 of the captains before we cornered them in a storeroom. Oh, geez. Well, see, now that's kind of strange. I mean, I don't know. James voiced some reservations about, I think, well, he did mention that he thought that the castle had been compromised. And I don't know if he thought that it had been dealt with earlier with some of the other stuff that we did before. But I don't know. It seems like James would want to route that out more so than going around and doing menial tasks. Although he was ordered to do these things by the Baron, so he's kind of got, he's got to play by the rules. But no matter, the fucking Duke's or Baron's dead. We're about to find out where the Duke is, anyways. Torch those corpses immediately, James ordered. They might be Black Slayers. Oh, good point, actually. We know all about them. Where's Duke Martin? Don't know. You're the closest thing we have to nobility at the moment. Oh, geez, that's scary. Guess that puts you in command, senor. James said nothing as a rumble of thunder split the sky. Oh, fantasy. Half-dead soldiers trumped past, their eyes hollowed with exhaustion as they traded places with equally worn men brought from the dining hall turned infirmary. Oof. Few men still possessed clothing unstained by blood. Dour with the turn of events, James eyed the horizon for any sign of help. Excuse me, I had to sniffle. I'm not sad, I'm just allergic. Excuse me. Having some allergies lately. What more can I say? In all likelihood, the Mordhell would attempt to breach the wall today, and there was little he could do about it. Nighthawk treachery had silenced their cannons, and too many men had fallen in 4 days of heavy fighting. "Attack!" a voice screamed in the stillness. "Attack, Cobra! La 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 la!" Sorry. Men of the South Face, or men on the South Face. Oh, that's our guys saying we're under attack. Okay. James cast a fuming curse into the sunrise. He might die, but he would send as many Mordell as it could reach into the halls of the Death Goddess before he would go down. Oh. Those are amazing! Oh my god, this game needs to have this be entirely cinematics. That was fantastic. It was just like early 20th century stop motion silent movie kind of shit right there. He's swinging his axe and all of a sudden an arrow in the neck. Splicey, splicey. Oh my god, I love this game so much. As life... Oh, the Mordhell thrashed. As life dimmed in his horrified eyes, he toppled backwards into a wooden balustrade. A fancy castle. With an ear-splitting shriek, the railings sundered into flying splinters, tumbled after his flailing feet as he disappeared into nothingness. Almost too dazed to breathe, James bolted to the wall to sight his fallen opponent. A crumpled heap of armor lay far below. Oh, loot that. Pick that up and sell it. Splashed in gore and a spreading stain of red. Close by, a grim-looking figure lowered his crossbow and tilted up his shaggy dark head to favor the senor with a rare smile. "Arutha! You scoundrel!" "Oh, there he is. I was beginning to believe you were going to miss all the fun." Whoa, inching forward. He's very interested. "Delicon would think me impolite if I didn't attend his little party. How are the men?" "Very bad." He keeps leaning over. "James, don't jump." Don't do it. Of the original garrison of 415 men, 227 are dead, 35 are mortally wounded, and the rest are afflicted with dysentery. It's a real mess in here. It's like Oregon Trail. We're too exhausted to wield a sword. Your arrival came none too soon. No, Curtis. He keeps leaning over. Don't do it, man. Seriously, with every line of text, he's getting closer and closer to death. "No discourtesy intended, Prince, but why did you wait so long in coming?" "We made all haste, nearly to the point of calamity. Your well-meaning messengers bumped into trouble and nearly didn't win themselves free. Consequently, we didn't receive your word until it was nearly too late for us to respond. We were greatly fortunate to arrive as soon as we did." Let me see if he's going to move forward again, isn't he? Jesus, don't... It's freaking me out, man. Meanwhile, Arutha's like making random hand gestures. I love this. It's fantastic. "The Mordhell are in retreat?" Here he goes again. "What few of them remain, and by the accounts of my scouts, they think there may have been up to at least 6 companies in the hills." God damn it. Why do you keep going forward? "About that, since they didn't have the decency to attack all at once, we couldn't tell." Text message. Oh, he's kind of settling down, okay. "If our trackers are to be believed, 4 of those companies slipped out a week ago while the other 2 kept your forces pinned down. The rest apparently turned southwest. Sounds like they mean to strike at High Castle." He's got his hands on his hips. Jeez, this it's a very animated little, literally, section. Undoubtedly, blah, blah, blah. Undoubtedly. Since the Mordell leader has mimicked many of the moves that his predecessor Mermandamus made, it stands to reason he may make many of the same mistakes. Man, he likes the letter M, apparently, today. As a precaution, I split my forces and diverted half of them to High Castle. As soon as we are finished cleaning up here, bring a mop. Is that dysentery, I tell you what. Whew. I will take the rest of our companies to engage him there. Oh, it's the end of the chapter. Well, it goes... stands to reason. Chapter 6, Betrayal. Ooh. Ah. Pug concentrated on the storm. Whitecaps curled on the face of the bitter sea, as furious jags of lightning slashed down from a darkening sky. Far off, the wobbling sails of ships leapt in the troughs of grey waves, struggling desperately against winds that threatened to shear them into ragged scraps. Fishermen and frenzied shipmasters busied themselves along Krondor's docks as they raced to batten down flipping hatches and prevent unsecured goods from pitching into the churning seas. Everywhere there were planks and hammers and ropes, but among the workers not a soul dared utter a word. Wrongness. Pug sensed it as clearly as he smelled the salt in the air and felt the hardwood railing under his hand. What had begun 3 days ago as a seemingly weak summer squall was intensifying into a threshing eye of violence. Within hours, it would make landfall, doubtless bruising the livelihoods of many coastal towns, Krondor among them. Perhaps it can be tamed, Pug thought. I don't have a voice for Pug. I don't really know how to make him sound. Well, I'll think about it. Maybe you guys have a recommendation, Pug thought, as his face twisting into a frown. More of a lesser path affair, but it should be simple enough. Even as he extended his hand, the image of another storm formed in his mind unbidden. A terrifying storm that had raged over his head as he came into the greatness of his power in a far distant empire called Suranunanam. Suranunwanani. That's a hard word. Suranwani. The storm that had tested his right to be a member of the alien assembly of magicians, a storm that had rent open the heavens and forever set him apart from other mortal men. Energy leapt from Pug's outstretched fingers into the heart of the storm, exploding within it a glorious rainbow pattern that illuminated the clouds in a throbbing elemental display. Greenish bands of color danced the sky as the wind began to abate, the torrential rains quickly softening to a mild patter. As blue blasts of energy moved between sea and sky, gently the ocean stilled of its own accord. Satisfied the threat was reduced. Okay. It's magic, what can you say? Pug discontinued the spell with a slicing gesture and stepped back to watch the storm's progress. The sight eased his mind and allowed him time to mull over a series of issues, not the least of which was the ruined vacation that he, his wife Katala, and daughter Gamina had intended on making in Krondor, but like a lodestone to metal, he found his thoughts returning again and again to recollections of the Empire. Storms are coming. Arrayed in flame, the enemy comes to shriek his cadence on skeleton drums. Okay. Oh. Are we stuck? We're stuck. No! No! Oh no. There we go. He said something else, but... Whoa. Okay. Got a guy coming out of a meat portal here. What the hell? My goodness. It's Makala. For thunder's spite will raise our call, though down shall crumble empire all. I don't know how to make this... He's gonna sound like Santa Claus, I've decided. There we go.
A Serani poet, I believe he was House Obachan.
Houseman Wanabi, reign of the 53rd light of heaven. Is there something you need to see me about, Makala? I am busy.
Busy? You have been behaving like a Nidra bull with a burr in his bit. Oh, I came to ask, what is Pug of Stardock so distracted that he cannot find time to meet with his associate magicians? Has his reputation so inflated that a member of the Serani Assembly is no longer worthy of his attention? Is he being a naughty little boy? Oh, oh, oh.
It's gonna get really tiring really fast, I'm sure, for you guys, but I'm enjoying it. I'm sorry, perhaps you are right. I've just been very preoccupied. I find myself obsessed with this storm. All week I've felt it building over the bitter sea, and all the while I've suspected there is more to it than is immediately perceptible. It doesn't feel natural. Have you seen its like?
I have seen its match in destruction. As I recall, you created far more havoc in that word when you disrupted my Emperor's Imperial Games. His reindeer games.
Oh, God.
Several city blocks destroyed, countless lives lost. Dasher and Dancer were never the same. The warlord cast down in dishonor.
Having way too much fun with this, you guys. I'm sorry. I had a feeling you didn't summon a rift door to chastise me about my lack of attention. What is this about, Makala?
Your loyalties, Pug. While you claim loyalty to the Empire, you live your life under the influence of a Midkemian king, and took to wife a thorough Highlander. Your judgment is suspect.
He is being a naughty little boy, then. From the day I left the Empire, my judgment and my loyalties ceased to be the concern of the Assembly of Magicians. I do what I see as best for all concerned.
I see. Then is any act justifiable to that end?
If it serves the common good, yes. I'm a utilitarian. I've read John Stuart Mill.
Even if it violates an individual's rights? Even if it's against the Christmas spirit?
What do you wish for me to say, Makala? You lead me as if I were one of your Nidra cows, but I am in no mood for your games. State your business.
Very well. Your daughter Gamina has blossomed into a remarkable young woman. I will not be delivering presents to her as she is too old. She is beautiful, gracious, and an honor to your house. Unfortunately, she is also a girl with remarkable powers, and we hate women with power. Your love for your daughter has led you into a grievous miscarriage of your duties. Why have you let her live? Ho, ho, ho!
My estimation of a person's magical talents is not determined by their sex, Makala, and I refuse to murder my child to appease a barbaric tenant of the Assembly. They have no authority in Midkemia. Okay, so maybe they don't allow chicks to sling magic. Interesting. They can't be Jedis.
In this instance, I believe they will choose to ignore the geography.
There's a joke about the North Pole in there somewhere. I'm not going to make it. There probably isn't. It's just geography, North Pole. I'm really straining here to make this work.
At this juncture, the Assembly is troubled, surrounded by anti-traditionalists who embrace your Midkemian values, led in large part by Mara of the Akoma. Open defiance by you as our most notable member could weaken our position within the Empire, and that is something we cannot afford. We would be forced to make you publicly comply. Christmas would be ruined. Ho, ho! Although I am equally wary of your female abomination, I have no desire to see your daughter dead. I have acted on your behalf and placed her in exile until such a time we can agree upon her ultimate fate.
Oh, she's going to be making Jack-in-the-Boxes and wooden trains and stuff forever. Why didn't you consult me? Where have you sent her?
Seek her if you wish, but it will avail you little. No one knows the location of my workshop. Your further interference will likely ensure that the Assembly will carry out its order of death. Ho, ho, ho! They will be unable to kill her, however, if they cannot find her. It would be to your advantage to leave her be.
I will not content myself to sit here while the Assembly banters about the value of my daughter's life. I shall find her, I shall find her, and then you tell your brethren to expect my visit.
You embark on a dangerous road, but it is yours to take. Farewell then, Pug. Merry Christmas!
Whoa. Pug's a tagger, look at that. That's pretty awesome, dude. Okay, find the Book of Macros. This is what I think that said. It has a tendency to kind of jump through those, I guess. Those little sections of the map and everything. Meanwhile, we have Katala here, who says, I haven't given her a voice. I'm not going to bother, I don't think, because I can't do lady voices very well. Maybe I'll go ahead and try just for the hell of it. The meditation tower being one of the first places I suspected of looking.
I went there as soon as I discovered that neither he nor my daughter appeared for breakfast that morning.
Worst voice ever.
There I found the message that he had burned into the wall.
Book of Macros. What do you think the message means?
I thought for a while that he intended for us to contact the magician named Macros, but it would be a feat impossible for even Pug to accomplish. Macros led Mikemia long ago, and all he left behind were his writings.
And presumably this Book of Macros would be among the books he left behind.
Perhaps, but I cannot be certain. The library that Macros left on Sorcerer's Isle was vast, and it took us the better part of a year to move the bulk of it to the Academy at Stardock. Since that time, some of the volumes have been lent out to various scribes, so that they can be catalogued and transcribed.
Then the book could be anywhere, a new approach. Before he disappeared, did you note anything unusual that he may have said or done?
As I said earlier, he seemed agitated for some long time, but yes, there was something. About a month ago, we were walking in the gardens outside of the palace, just the two of us.
We can make it if we try, just the two of us.
Enjoying the day when he suddenly halted us near a sewer grate. Oh, how romantic. When I asked him what was wrong, he said, "Not all the sheep are in our fold."
Sheep. Forgive me, lady, but your husband seems to have an infuriating penchant for the cryptic.
Not ordinarily, no, only when things are on his mind. But come, I must head towards Stardock and look for evidence of this Book of Macros there. Where shall you two go?
We go below into the sewers under Krondor, Owen. And, Owen, good lady, what? I believe we shepherds have an errant flock of sheep to find.
Okay. Interesting. So we're in the sewers underneath, because obviously Pug stopped in front of a sewer grate. So maybe there's some concern about the Thieves Guild or whatever, the folks that Jimmy is in charge of. Maybe that's what's up. Because they inhabit the sewers under Krondor, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Could be wrong about that, but lot of exposition there, folks. A lot of stuff to chew on. I think this is a good point to stop. Like I say, I'm kind of under a little bit of a time crunch, so I don't really have much more time to record a full and interesting episode. We had no combat this episode, unbelievably, which is kind of a nice breather, I suppose, but a lot of stuff to marinate on. But I will be continuing on in the next episode. I look forward to it. Look forward to continuing Chapter 6 with you fine people. This has been Effing Controller playing Betrayal at Krondor. Woof. I know, Fergus. We'll play it again soon. It's okay. See you guys later.